Hey there, Sibley students. So this week we are going to talk about M C Escher. His name is Moritz Cornelius Escher. It's the best that I can do. And he was born in 1898, and he died at 1972 at the age of 73. He was born in the Netherlands, and he was the fourth and youngest son. He originally studied for architecture at the School of Architecture and Decorative Arts in Haarlem, Netherlands. But in between his schooling from 1919 to 1922, after a week of architecture classes, he actually decided that he wanted to study drawing and printmaking. And this was encouraged from his teacher at the time, Samuel Jesuren de Mesquita, who was an artist as well, doing the same sort of things that he was doing. Nowadays, graphic arts is a lot more on the computer than anything else, but back then they didn't have the computer to piece together different images, so you had to draw it or create it on a wood plank or a linoleum cut, and then transfer that image with printmaking onto the paper. So that's what he did. He went to, he then in 1954, there was an International Mathematic Congress, and it was held in Amsterdam. And on their initiative, Escher got a large exhibition in a museum there. And this led to his first exhibition in the White Gallery in Washington, D.C. But although the mathematicians wanted him there, and a lot of his art uses geometry and math in it, he was not a mathematician. And then one more fun fact, he was left-handed. So these are some of his works. The first couple are more landscape-based because he traveled around Italy, and that's actually where he met his wife, Jetta, and they were married in 1924. And they lived in Rome in 1935. So these are some Italian town landscapes that he created back then. He then moved into this kind of surrealist aspect, kind of like Salvador Dali, if you remember first week of distance learning, where it's real things, but like if this is inside, how is it projecting this image of the outside buildings? He also played with reflecting spheres. This was one he did of a self-portrait of himself. He also played with different surrealism, like I said, with these like books on a bookshelf, kind of, on a table, but then this table turns into a street. These books turn into buildings. So he played with your mind a little bit. Third grade, you might remember an image similar to this because he then went into tessellation, which he was inspired by some of those tile work, not by Islamic tiles, but in Spain. So here's the tessellation again, but he's playing with that surrealist aspect of it. Here's another sphere one with, again, another self-portrait of himself. And then here's another one that kind of gives an optical illusion that the hand is drawing the hand, but then the other hand isn't. So that ties into our project that we're going to do this week a little bit. Here you can see the impossible triangle effect, where things don't match up exactly how you want them to. It's similar to the staircase impossible triangle sculpture. Can't exactly remember where it is right now or what it's actually called. But it's the impossible triangle effect. So here again, you can see the water goes this way up the channel, and then somehow